All right, good afternoon officially. Welcome. I'm Jason Jacobs. I'm the broker owner of Nextone. We are a full-service real estate company based here in Lee County and Charlotte County, and soon further even south of here with some exciting news for the summer. I get the honor and privilege of introducing your speaker today, all the way from Orlando, Florida. Thommy with an H. Sandvick is a national speaker, and he's the vice president of a company called Referral. And Referral is a company that also does coaching for real estate agents and brokers like myself. And in 2017, I actually hired Referral to be my coach. And I coached with a young lady that was out of Memphis, Tennessee, whose personality would probably fill this entire room. Rita really was both an accountability partner and a coach, and I learned so much from her. And then a couple months ago, I got the opportunity to meet Thommy, who works for this company, and I was like, oh, cool. I read the books, I've done the coaching, I've implemented the stuff, and I thought to our group, this would be a great opportunity to bring somebody down because we all need more business, and the best business we can get is a business that's a warm handoff versus a cold call or a door knock or trying to spend money advertising from somebody that already knows, likes, and trusts us. So with no further ado, without stealing any more thunder, give a warm welcome to Thommy with an H.
Awesome. Woo. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. I want to first take a moment and acknowledge all of you. I'm excited because, you're my people, because you're networkers. You're here because you want to learn how to be better, how to give more to other people, and that says so much about you guys. So really want to make sure to acknowledge that. You're taking your time out of a busy business day to learn more about how to grow your business. So what we're going to cover, we may have to, we're going to work with this. It may go away. It's okay. So what we're going to cover today, I was in preparing with Jason and the team, we really wanted to zone in on a few specific things. So what you're going to learn today is, number one, the 3 secrets to referral mastery, but more importantly, you're going to learn exactly how to meet someone new and build a relationship to referral intentionally without asking and in a way that makes you and the other person feel awesome. So if we walk away today with that one takeaway, you're going to be in good shape. It's also going to be interactive. So there's going to be partnering up. There's going to be a lot of interaction back and forth, some call-outs and such. So please feel free to participate. It's not a one-way conversation, right? So I'm going to share with you, and again, apologies if you can't read it, but a little bit about me is that the purpose of my life, my purpose statement. The purpose of my life is to be free, loving, and connected, challenge people to grow and contribute, and so that I can inspire people to bring out the greatness in others. So that is the goal in every interaction. So first, all right, we're just going to go to the voice method. It's okay. I used to be a mobile DJ, so I could project, all right? So, all right, let's start out with this. First thing, how would your spouse or best friend or significant other describe you, okay? 1 is straight and to the point. 2 is social and outgoing. 3, steady and dependable. Or 4, cautious and perfectly accurate. All right, think for a second. So who's our ones? Raise your hand. All right, ones, I want you to know, we're going to get right to the details. I'm going to give you specific information, but there's going to be times that I'm going to slow down, and that's for you. Because us ones like to run really, really, really fast, and sometimes we need to slow down and be present and smell the roses, right? Who's the 2s? All right, everyone go, woo! Yeah, you're the only ones in the room that'll do that. It's okay. So, hey, we're going to have a lot of fun today. I'm certainly going to have a lot of fun, and you're going to have a lot of fun learning how to generate referrals. 3s, who are my 3s? 3s, welcome to the generosity generation. We are family. We love to connect with human beings and just grow together, right? And here's our 4s. All right, cautious and perfectly accurate. I got nothing for you. Kidding. All right, we're giving you specific exactly what to do in the exact order, in the exact way, so you can generate referrals consistently. All right, so first thing I want you to do is, we're talking about the journey to prosperity. So why are we in business? At the end of the day, why don't we just go get the job? Why don't we take the salary, right? Because we're after something. So what is the definition of definition of prosperity for you guys? Someone what does prosperity mean to you? You can call out at this point.
Joyful life.
Say it again.
Having a joyful life.
A joyful life, absolutely. What else?
Being in charge of your own destiny.
Yes, in charge of your own destiny. Control, baby. Absolutely. With unlimited cap. Yeah.
I'd say to have all my needs satisfied and have enough to give back freely.
Yeah, have needs satisfied and enough to give back freely. Absolutely. So I love all of that. So putting it all together, I looked it up, and it's like, what's the core? The state of success in terms of wealth, health, and happiness. So simply put, which we hit on all three, right? Health, wealth, and happiness. So that's what we're after. The problem is, if you're anything like me, you may have a story that looks a little bit like this. Can anyone think to yourself, hey, my journey looks a little bit something like that? It's kind of like you're having a heart attack. It's going up and down, up and down, up and down. What on earth is going on? That's how it typically goes. So here's the thing. I have two objectives today. The first one is give massive value first. I'm going to show you exactly how to take that and turn it into a nice, steady pace into prosperity. Okay? And number two, I'm going to show you how I can help you further if you want to continue down the path and learn how to master referrals. Any questions on objectives? No? Okay, cool. All right, so here's the thing. The story, right? So started the standard process. Go to school, get a job, ended up in corporate IT in 2009. Got my degree, all that fun stuff. A year later, I was promoted and got to travel the world implementing software, voice over IP software across the world. Sydney, Moscow, Mexico, Phoenix, all over the place. I was 25 years old traveling the world. It's so much fun. The problem is we got bought out. And what happens when you have a buyout in corporate America? Layoffs, baby, especially in IT. So they're like, hey, we're going to outsource you to Singapore. So I said, screw you guys, I quit. I'm going all in on the dream. All in on the dream. So I started in network marketing. In 2013, I jumped and went all in on network marketing, which is when I met the lovely Melissa, who got the wonderful joy of taking me to a networking event where I threw my cards at people and was absolutely terrified to talk about anything, right? And so, unfortunately, network marketing is kind of something. Who's done network marketing? I'm just curious, right? Yeah, oh, good, all right, fantastic. Okay, so you've done network marketing. So I said, you know what, I'm not the person yet, I'm not ready yet. And so I ended up instead evolving into e-commerce business. In 1 year, I built an Amazon business from nothing to 500,000 in sales in 1 year, doing e-commerce on Amazon. And here's the thing, that's 2014. Life was good. I was drinking margaritas on the Mississippi while money was rolling in, baby. I mean, that was freedom. I had a full-time staff handling all the customer service. All I did was handle the technology, right? So I was up in Wisconsin. That's my husband, Marco, and and my dad in there on the Mississippi with me. Went to Packer game, all that fun stuff. So here's the thing, life was good. Until I lost it all. All of a sudden, this perfectly profitable six-figure profit business went away. And with my tail back between my legs, I went back to corporate America. This time as a contractor, though. However, I went back to the same company that was going to lay me off originally. So I said, okay, I'm going to figure out my next move. Unfortunately, guess what happened? I know it's going to be shocking when I went back. Another layoff. They're like, well, okay, I was a contractor, but here's the thing. I was the only guy supporting the entire U.S. operation, and they decided that they're going to outsource me not to Singapore this time, but they're going to outsource me to a third party in Singapore. Even better. So I said, all right, here's the thing. Something in my life isn't working. It's not working anymore. I've been at this entrepreneur journey for, at that point, 7 years. Something isn't working. There has to be a solution. So I went looking for the answer. And what I found is I had a whole bunch of hocus pocus going on in my head. Because I was listening to the negative voice in my head that told me that Amazon was going to shut down my account, so I may as well get rid of it. It was fear. It was the story fear created in my head that caused me to lose a perfectly profitable business. And so I said, I've got to learn how to focus on something better. And what I discovered is your income can only grow to the extent that you do. So I knew the first key was I had to focus on self-mastery. I had to focus on mastering my mind, focus on mastering my habits, so I could become the person that people would want to do business with. And that is secret number one, ladies and gentlemen, is focus on self-mastery. Focus on self. And here's why. Everything I'm going to teach you works really, really, really well. The problem is if we don't have the self-mastery component, it looks like this. Boop! Because the busier you get, now how do we continue to do the work to build the relationships to generate the referrals? So having the self-mastery around the mind, making sure that we show up to the event. You're all here. Congratulations. You showed up. You paid the ticket and you showed up. You know what? I hosted an event with 17 people, 17 tickets on Eventbrite. Guess how many showed up? 3, because it was free. People don't value free, right? But here's the thing. You showed up because you value that. So it's not like if you let things like lack of energy, right? Relationships taking your energy away, right? Many different things that can get in the way of us doing what we said we were going to do, which makes us referable people. So, and a perfect example of this, my client Jenna, when I started working with her, she had just had her second baby during COVID in June of 2020. And the first 4 weeks, all we did was focus on self-mastery. All we did was get her out of overwhelm. She was completely overwhelmed and struggling, right? We started in August of 2020, and by November, she put 13 houses under contract in 9 days because we started with self, and then we worked on the rest of the strategies, right? So it's very, very important. What I discovered in that process is keeping love the North Star. Love is the North Star. Love what you do. Love why you do it. Love who you do it with. And love how you do it. Love has to be the North Star. How many of you have values clearly established in your business in terms of how you operate? Good. Awesome. Good, good, good. Yeah. So for those of you that didn't raise your hand, no worries. What I would recommend is starting with love, but that's kind of like, how do you actually infuse that in the business, right? Well, we need to put love into action, and that's generosity. Love in action is generosity. Leading with generosity in every single interaction. We have 3 principles: give first, give thanks, and give back. So leading in with generosity in every action. Now, that's not the only part though, because we need the other side, which is love and reaction. Appreciate. Appreciate what you have. What you appreciate appreciates. So appreciation is love and reaction. Appreciation is love and reaction. So putting love through my journey of self-mastery and growth, I discovered that I resonated with this because the whole journey was about putting love at the center of the business. Now, it may sound a little foo-foo in the sky, whatever, but it's actually strategic, which is what I'm going to teach you in the strategies. So here's the thing. I put love at the center of my business. And it was working, sort of. So on the one hand, hey, find what you love to do, love who you do it with, all that was aligning. So I went back to network marketing, earned the all-expense paid trip, started speaking, started coaching, but there's still a problem. Anyone want to guess which direction the line goes? You think maybe up, but actually down. So what happened was I went, all right, I'm a great person. You're a great people. You're already great people. The problem was I was a distracted, unfocused, broke giver. At that point, I had joined BNI. I'm a 2-term president of BNI. I've been in BNI since 2017. And so I understood giving, right? I understood referrals, understood networking. I bought all in on the system. But the challenge was I was giving and giving and giving. I mean, I went so far as to create an event for the sole purpose of feeding my chapter. That's why I did the events that I did when I first started. It was very, very, like, constantly, right? I couldn't figure out what was missing. So I went looking for a solution. What do you do when you have a problem? Go to Google. So I literally Googled, what does it mean to build a relationship? Because somebody out there has to have figured out the answer. Here's the thing, anytime I would ask people, network marketers, you know this, they're walking across the stage, or insurance, same thing. Anytime you have awards, the people walking across the stage didn't cold call their way to the top. They built relationships. At some point in their business, they shifted into building relationships. And I understood that. But the problem is I went up to them and I said, how did you do it? They're like, well, I don't know, over 20 years, I just kind of like talk to people and hang out and, the business started coming. I can't duplicate that. I'm broke. For God's sakes. So I said, someone has to figure this out. I want strategy. I want strategy that's aligned with my values. Because through that journey, putting love at the center, I am not going to ask, I am not going to cold call, door knock, and I am not going to do anything that makes me or the other person feel awkward. So I said, there's got to be a solution. And I found the book, right? The 7 Levels of Communication Go from Relationships to Referrals by Michael J. Mayer. So real quick, how many of you have heard of the book or read it? Okay, good. Awesome. Fantastic. Good, good, good. In this book, there are over 100 referral generating strategies. I'm going to give you a small number of them at the end of the day. Right? There's over 100 referral generating strategies. And what makes it is a story about a real estate agent. But I want to preface it right now. If I can make it work with health insurance as a broker, you guys can make it work in your business. Because it was not easy. So when you read the book, make sure to keep an open mind that although the story may be real estate, the strategies apply across the board because they are rooted in love, generosity, and appreciation. So that leads me into secret number 2. And when you have this dialed in, this is when you're able to meet those new people and build the relationship. You're also able to take a look at who you already know and see where you have more opportunity, but do it in a way that feels good. That's the core, right? And so it's focus on relationship mastery. Now, mastery being the key word. Really learning to master people at the end of the day. Now, we have relationships, right? We have great relationships. You have great relationships. I had great relationships, but I still didn't have any referrals along the way. All right, so your vibe attracts your tribe. So you have people around you that already love you. But we've got to take that to referrals. And the answer there is communication, which is communicate your character and your solutions to your community. That's important. So communicate your character. If you're not a nice person and you're communicating, guess what's going to come through? The character. That's why love, generosity, and appreciation at the core is so important to the process. So every strategy, every communication, we're coming from how can I help? We're coming from thank you, I appreciate it. Every interaction, every strategy. Solutions is how you're helping people. Communicating how you're helping people. Now, we all know client testimonials, right? Here's the challenge with client testimonials. They're not aiming for the referral, they're aiming for the client. They're trying to help you convert the client, right? Our strategy is about going through, right? Sell through, not to. So when we communicate our solutions, we're communicating with referrals as the outcome. Along the way, the client comes. So you'll see that in the strategy with success stories. So the core with communication is keeping the focus on referrals. So here's the question. How many of you have a referral goal? And it's okay, you can be honest. Well, if you have one, you be honest. Everyone not raising your hand, it's okay, right? Yeah, okay, 1. So here's the thing. If you want to do business this way, if you really want more referrals, focusing on referrals means have a goal. Have a goal. Have a referral goal. So I'm going to help you. When you get referrals, what is your average? Do you guys know your conversion rate? Anyone know typically what you convert with a referral? Yeah, go ahead. 70%. Okay, what is it here? 47. Okay, 47%? Oh, okay. That's a very specific number. Okay, good. Yeah, all right. So I'm going to go with 47 because it's easier for math, right? So I would recommend to start with a baseline idea that you convert 50%. It's probably going to be low. Anyway, it varies, right? Now, some of that stuff's out of your control. Obviously, mortgages, you can't control the finances are the finances, right? But those external circumstances aside, you could say, generally speaking, you could put a 50% conversion and start there. So, how many clients do you want for the year? Someone yell out a number. 100. 100? Okay, perfect. So if you want 100 referrals at a 50% conversion rate, then you need 200 referrals received. Roughly, that's a start, right? And then you adjust it as you track it. But start with 200. Now, your giving goal needs to be double what you receive. And that's where you focus on the giving. So if you want 200 referrals received, give 400. Your job is to communicate that to your network. What's 400 divided by 52? Any math people? Anybody? Calculator? I'm not a math guy, so, but anyone? 4 and some change?
400 divided by 52?
Yeah.
7.69.
Okay, 8 referrals. My goal is to give 8 referrals and receive 4 referrals this week. Who do you know who I can help? There's your social media post for the day, by the way. Post that on social media. Put the goal out there. Let people know I work by referral and I'm here to give first, and I want to receive, and then I'm going to appreciate it. So I recommend, make your referral goal and keep that the focus, and start communicating it to your network. Okay? Questions on referral goal? Good? Okay, awesome. So found 7L, signed up for Catalyst, because I knew I wanted to master this stuff. At that point, my cars went into repossession in December of 18. And I said, I'm either going to make this work or I'm getting out of business. I had tried every other method of business development. And I actually chose, even though the cars went into repossession, I was so broke, I still signed up for Catalyst, and then I signed up for Event Mastery when it came out, which I'll get to in a minute. And then I went into Event Mastery. And I say that because the people that are most successful, it's when your back's against the wall, that's where you drive. And I understood that process, right? How many of you had a point in your life where your back was against the wall and you had to fight out of it? Yeah, so common, right? I love it. So I understood that. I started up for Event Mastery. So we're communicating. All right, so what I want to do now we get into the meat and potatoes, yeah? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to look, and I know it's hard to read some of the, I'm going to read some of the words for you, but just take a look at the people that are here. And I want you to pick one of the people with the number. Who are you most likely to do, who do you want to do a one-to-one with, right? And have a meeting? Just based on looking at their information. And I'm going to read some of them. So Kelly, which is number 1, kind, empathetic, lively, loving, effervescent, youthful. Nicole's noble, imaginative, connector, optimistic, loving, and energetic. And let's do Lily is lovely, influential, luminous, and inspirational. And then you can kind of see from the rest. Again, apologies on the thing. So who do you want to do a one-to-one with? This way you can put your number or yell it out. Who would you want to get to? So interesting. It was the same this morning. Yeah. 2. We had some 3s, a 1. Yeah, perfect. There's a reason for this is when you're trying to figure out who you should meet with, especially when it's building a referral relationship, finding a referral source that could feed you business on a regular basis, the most common method is to go out in the market and say, I'm looking for CPAs. So you get on LinkedIn and you're looking to find all the CPAs that you can, reach out, send a message, hey, I'd like to get together, et cetera, right? It's kind of shooting fish in a barrel a little bit. Well, what I found is it's far more effective to focus on the people you already have around you and find the people who really resonate with you. So who said 2? You said 2, right? 2. Why 2? What is it that you like about Nicole? I'll read the words, hold on. Yeah. Connector, interesting, right? Yeah. Awesome. Okay, who had someone else? Someone had some 3s, right? Yeah, okay, so why Chad? Magnetic smile. He's a very magnetic guy. He would absolutely love that. Okay, so the idea is, now, here's the thing. Let's look at what they do. Chad is a chief marketing officer of a tech startup. He formerly had his own business called Emphasis Marketing. He's also a certified referral trainer. Nicole is a realtor. Now, you may not think, but depending on what you do, you may not think at all to connect with the CMO or even just an owner of a marketing agency, or you may not think to connect with a realtor. But yet, when you start first on who you are and who that other person is, that's where the electric magic happens that builds the referrals. So the first thing is just starting with the people that resonate with who you are based on who they are. at the end of the day. And if you don't know that, that's okay. That's part of the discovery process. At least that's what I found. So, all right, so now what I want you to do, we're going to help you build your community. So I want you to write down your biggest cheerleader. It doesn't matter what they do. Just write down who's the one championing you, who's always on social media liking your posts, commenting, all that sort of stuff. Write that person down. Because we're going to get you some referrals, by the time, right? After you leave, you put this stuff into action, and you're going to get referrals. So, or at least get into referral conversations. I got lots of stuff for that. So write down your biggest cheerleader, and then the 4 closest people to you. So I'll give you a minute to think. Really think through. It doesn't matter if they've given you referrals before. Doesn't matter what they do. Just who resonates. When I was a healthcare broker, my best referral source was an embroidery shop, which according to contact spheres is not where your best referral source is going to be. But lo and behold, it happened. So I'll give you a minute. I feel like we need music, yeah? All right. You guys doing okay on audio? Can you hear me in the back? Okay.
Are you saying 4 people that are closest to you? I mean, obviously that's family, but we're not saying, is this non-family?
It can be family, but let's go more for the networking side, right? Business people that are close to you. Perfect. That works then. Yeah. Yeah, 4 people closest to you. So that's your initial 5, basically. Okay. Good? Got a list? Couple people? Your homework is to continue this process to up to 150. And what I mean by that is specifically just focus on energy. Who lights up the room? Who lights you up when you're done talking to them? Who's that person that just, you always feel better after you've talked to them, right? Those are the people to start. We call them a multiplier. Who multiplies your energy? You start with that. Start with that. Multiplies your energy. And then who's positive? Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it. Every now and then I have to bring the voice down to give it a little bit of a break. And then we'll go back up. All right. Okay. So, good to go on a few people? Yes? Okay. No one's giving me a yes or no. Good to go on a few people? Yeah. All right, there we go. Okay. Thank you. All right, now, generosity and appreciation. Appreciation is love in reaction. Yes? So, how many of you write handwritten notes on a regular basis? Awesome. Good. Okay. So, I'm going to give you the 7 steps to a power note. We're going to start there. This is really, especially if you're already writing notes, there's a 1-degree tweak in here that's going to take it to the gall-dang stratosphere, okay? So this is the 7 steps to a power note according to 7L, which is in the book. So step 1 is use unbranded cards. Use unbranded cards. When you write a note to somebody, you want it to be personal, human, as though you're writing to, like, your mom, right, kind of thing. So unbranded cards. It's not about marketing. It's about relationship. I know that's hard sometimes, but you just trust the process. So unbranded cards. Use unbranded cards. Now, if you have a personal symbol, then you can certainly use that, right? So I'm Tommy with an H, so I can use the H thing or whatever. So you can have a symbol on it as well, okay? Number 2, use blue ink. It shows authenticity, and it's the #1 most liked color in the world. So it is super powerful. Okay. Number 3 is, and this is the one that takes a little bit of practice, use you, but avoid using I, me, or my. So I'll give you a real easy example. Instead of saying, Melissa, I loved your outfit today. I love how you bring so much enthusiasm and positivity into every interaction. Instead of that, I just simply say, Melissa, your outfit was stunning at the event. Your enthusiasm and infectious personality is greatly appreciated. You see how I did that? Just start with you, and it flips it around. Okay, so use you, keep the focus on them.
I missed it, I don't get it. Do it again.
Yeah, okay, so instead of saying, I love that you are a benefits consultant, I could say, your dedication to being a benefits consultant is appreciated.
Got it.
That's just a little flip. Perfect. Good? That's the one that takes a little practice, for sure. All right, next one. Be specific in your praise. We're looking to appreciate people. So, what this does too is every interaction, once you make handwritten notes in this way, a standard part of your operation, you're looking for things to appreciate in conversations, which makes you more present in the conversation, which builds a better relationship, which leads to referrals. Just like that. So, being specific in your praise, find something you want to appreciate about the person. Be really clear. The next one is use the power of positive projection. Now, this one you may need to know them a little bit more in order to utilize, and it's an example is, who's my, Mr. Number 4. What's your name? You were a 4? Yeah, you were the cautious and perfectly accurate? Okay, what's your name? Jamal. Okay, I'm going to bet you are very organized. Yeah, I am not. Because I'm a woohoo! We're not, typically, 2s are not all that organized, but he is. So, power of positive projection is recognizing someone else's strength that you know you'd like to be better at. Find something that you really, really not just appreciate, but want to aspire to be. And use that in the power note. So there's an example. All right. Next one is write rightly. The most successful people in the world write with an upward slant to their, when they write. So the idea behind that is, that's from the book, Handwriting Can Change Your Life. So write with an upward slant. It also shows authenticity. Because you can't, trust me, no robot software or company out there does the write rightly thing. Nobody. So it does also show authenticity. You can use cursive if you want to, or you can do standard, you know. Until like 30 years from now, no one will be able to read cursive anymore. But, you know, we still can, right? We were still taught cursive, yeah. But yeah, you can, what I mean is, I literally will take it and, I'll take the whole note and go like this, and then I'll just, so it feels like I'm writing, right? Or, yeah, or you could do this, and then, but that's kind of like a little bit more difficult, so I'd tilt it. Yeah, yeah, tilting it makes it easier, right? All right, now, the last step is the magic. What's the number one reason that relationships don't go anywhere in business? Bingo, lack of follow-up, exactly. So, we need to make sure there's always a next step. Even if maybe we're the ones that didn't do the follow-up, which happens, right? It's like, you know, no one's perfect. The magic is in the PS. Use a PS call to action. Use a PS call to action. I always use, I'm very simple, I keep it the same, I never change it. Unless it's like my third power note, I'll be like, PS, you know the drill. But, so I do, I mean, the more people around you have doing this, it kind of becomes a thing where they, you know, that's kind of the way it goes. Anyway, so PS, text me when you get this and your phone number. I'll give you my phone number. I was just giving the example. Yes, actually, you're all going to get the QR code with my digital business card. So, yes. Yeah, use the PS. So, what are some next steps in the relationship you could take when they text you? Just want to see what you guys have for an idea. Yeah, get together for coffee? Absolutely. Jeff? Same thing? Yep. What else? Anything else? Yeah, get a drink, right? Yeah. How many of you are in another networking group? Yeah, invitation to an event, right? Absolutely. Jeff, did you another one? Okay, we're on top of it. You guys are good. Yeah. How many of you do some kind of form where you're keeping customer data regarding like birthday, anniversary, stuff like that? Right? Yeah. But we could do the same thing for our networking contacts. certainly for our ambassadors that are sending us business. So you can use the PS to go, hey, I have a couple quick specific questions. Do you have a couple minutes? And then just get them on the phone. And you can ask like, hey, I'm curious, what's your favorite restaurant for celebration? Why would I want to know that? Yes, and when would I send the gift card? Or bingo, referral, absolutely. So when you're starting the relationship, you can send this power note right after your first one-to-one with someone, and your next step could be that you get that information so that when they give you a referral, you immediately know how to appreciate them. Appreciate the referral, as an example. So yeah, perfect, exactly. Many, 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 many different ways to use it. Now, here's the other thing. It's okay, you can be honest. How many of you have a little bit of phone reluctance? Yeah, phone reluctance, right? Like, oh my gosh, I don't like picking up the phone. The magic in this, especially when getting started and going through your database, especially with, and also with people you maybe haven't talked to for a while, is you can use the PS, they text you, and then it's easy to go, hey, do you have a couple minutes? Or, when are you available? And they say 3 o'clock. You say, fantastic, I'll call you then. Because now you've committed to them that you're going to call. And you're in a permission-driven phone call. So for the millennials or people that don't like random phone calls because it's like almost offensive in this day and age, like, it's a random phone call. I don't have any reason to talk to you. This gives you a permission-driven phone call. Likewise, when you're working with millennials or younger that really don't like the random phone calls, you can use the same concept. Send a text, hey, I have a couple quick specific questions. Only you can answer, do you have a couple minutes? Then drive them to the phone. So that's a reason we do that. Any questions on PowerNote? No? All right, good, because you're going to write one. So next up, take one of your people. Listen, I know you don't have a card. I know you don't have a stamp. It doesn't matter. The point is to just write a note appreciating one of those top 5 people in your network, okay? So I'm going to give you like 5 minutes. It takes me 5 minutes to do a power note. So I want you to think, what are you appreciating about them? And just write it on the paper, and then you can transfer that over into a card later, right? So I'm going to give you 5 minutes. Write a power note to your best person. Write a power note. You want to talk to your neighbors, it's fine. Hey, got questions, that's all good. If you have questions, let me know. Yeah. Say it again. Yes, I know. You know what? Hold on. I don't have enough for everyone, but I do have blue pens. So who wants a blue pen? You want to be accurate? You can have a blue pen. All right, here we go. Actually, can I get someone to hand? Okay, anyway, that's fine. Okay. You have a blue pen. You're welcome. Okay, who else? You're welcome. Yes? Yeah? Okay. Blue pen. No? What? You'll hand them out? Yes, thank you. That's appreciated. All right. 5 minutes. Blue pen. Blue pen if you want a blue pen. I love it. Go all in. Okay. 4 minutes. Yep. Good. Okay.
Sold.
All right. There you go. Real easy. Anyway. Just remember I spell my name with an H, I'm just saying. All right. Kidding. It's okay. What's that? All right, so I'll give you a little extra hint if you're struggling with it. Especially when a card is maybe a little bit more generic, and I'm just starting the relationship and I don't know a ton, you can simply say, please know your support, confidence, and trust are appreciated. So, I mean, find something else too. It's like, name, just a note to say, thank you, I don't know, whatever. And then you can insert in there please know your support, trust, and confidence are appreciated. And then I usually put, if you need anything, feel free to reach out. Got like 2 minutes, roughly. It's okay, just want to get getting in progress, right? Where's my jazz music when I need it? Good stuff. Thanks. How you guys doing? Great? Okay, good. I got one great. Love, generosity, appreciation. Okay. Okay, so while some people are still finishing up, so who did you write to? Yell it out. I mean, that's awesome. That's perfect. Like, we wrote to each other. Awesome. Yeah, who else? You don't have to give, either give profession or background or whatever you're comfortable sharing. It's okay. Landscaper. Realtor. Yeah, there we go. Say it again. My social media person. Social media person. Fantastic. My seller. Yeah, your seller. Absolutely. Right, client. Good. Awesome. Good. Now, I'm going to give you one more bonus strategy with this. And I'm giving it to you because it's not in the book. And there's the 5-minute mark. All right. A strategy I implemented right away. When, joined Catalyst. First thing I did in January of 19 was start doing one-to-ones. 4 a week. 4 one-hour one-to-ones every single week. And one of the first things I implemented was something we call the 3x3x3. It's 3 things you can do that creates 3 days of follow-up that takes, theoretically, 3 minutes to accomplish. And it's really simple. You're going to do a one-to-one, or you're going to meet with a client, whatever it is. First confirm the meeting is the first one. Just doing that separates you so much from so many professionals. But after the meeting, it's a thank you text. Yeah, exactly. It's a thank you text, a thank you email, and the power note. So they're going to get the text right away. The email, you can also put voicemail. You can substitute one of those for voicemail. So you can, who's heard of a tool called Slide Dial? Okay, good. Yeah, of course. So the Slide Dial is this tool. It's an app. You can call someone and go straight to their voicemail. So you're thinking, I just met with the guy. Why am I going to call him for, right? Well, if you go straight to voicemail, and you say, hey, I just want to say it was great meeting with you today. Looking forward to get to know you more. If you need anything, feel free to reach out. Slide Dial. SLYDIAL. It's an app. It's free. And it goes straight to voicemail. As long as it's a cell phone. Doesn't work with like Google Voice or landlines.
Just know that some of us don't listen to our voicemails maybe once every 3 months.
Exactly. So the magic is exactly that. Some don't listen to the voicemail. Some don't check it right away, right? So whenever they get it, they get it. The text or the email is going to be a lot more quick. Most people have their email on their phone and check it pretty regular, right? So they're going to get it like within a day. And then the power note's going to come roughly 2 to 3 days later. So you just, and then the power note has text me when you get this. And now you go to the phone call. And now you go to the next step, whatever that is for that relationship. So 3x3x3. Doing that right after. I implemented that right away every single time. Tons of more layers to that. But that's the easy way, right? All right, so now one of the objectives was to help generate more referrals for other people in the network. Because if you're going to give 400 referrals in a year, then you've got to have a way to effectively do that, right? So I'm going to give you a script, so to speak, that you can utilize with any client and with your networking partners. This is exactly what I did between my first and second event. I did nothing but do these calls with this script. You know, I made it my own. So again, make it your own. We're not big on scripts because it's human, so it should be you, right? But here's the core. We call it generosity energy or genergy. Every phone call we do, we're leading to help. Literally, every phone call in our system is a generosity call. And it's generosity energy because you're pouring energy into the relationship with generosity. So the script is, hey, something to the effect of, hey, the reason I'm calling is I appreciate your support, and I want you to know I'm going to put a stronger focus on communicating with great people like you going forward. I want to make sure you know I'm a professional resource for anything you need for your home, business, life, insert, whatever's applicable for you. Once you say, hey, I want to be a professional resource, I don't ever want you to Google anything. I want you to come to me because I've got trusted professionals. You're all in networking groups. This is like 101. I mean, it's really easy because you're in networking groups. I'm curious, is anyone in B&I? Awesome. You get 5 CEUs for coming, by the way, for being a B&I member, right? So, yeah, if you want to, so, you know, you have the extended network, right? We've got the group here, also same thing. So letting people know I want to be a resource. You've got to set yourself up as that resource for your clients and for your networking partners. So is there anything I can do to help? They may not have a challenge in the moment. That's okay. All right. Well, hey, is there anything, is it okay if I contact you on a regular basis just to see if there's anything I can do to help you? Now, you didn't tell them how often you're going to call. That's for you to know. But you set up the expectation. Why is it important to set the expectation? Say it again? Yeah, I still can hear. They'll pick it up. Bingo! They'll pick up the phone. Because if you're just calling to ask for referrals, or you're just calling to ask for business, and it's the only time you call them, they're going to stop answering. Network marketers ever ended up in the NFL? That's the No Friends Left Club. Because they teach you to call, and the first thing you're doing is try to ask them to take a look at the information or refer you. And there's no relationship. I mean, there may be some, right? But once you go through that, it's like, oh, call the person you haven't talked to in 20 years. Let them know that you're in real estate. Let them know that you started your own business. Let them know you're in insurance, and then ask for the business. No, it's ridiculous. They're not going to call you. You're done after that. If you don't get a yes right there, are they going to answer your call the next time you call? No. So don't do it. So here's the thing, right? Human. So now you've established an expectation. And if they do have a particular issue, you can say, okay, I've got someone. Now you have that opportunity to give the referral. And I'm going to give you a specific conversation structure for that also, but this is just the initial phone call. Works with consumers, works with business professionals. Any questions on the script? Yeah, I know. I want to make sure you have time to you can snap pictures too, obviously. So, good on that? We have a phone call structure. It's raw. Reason, appreciation, and help. One of the hardest things when I don't know what to say. Well, we know what to say. We just don't always know how to open. So using reason, appreciation, and help, the reason I'm calling is I appreciate this. I'm either asking for help or I'm calling to help. One of the two. Now, when you talk to people, and this goes across the board, when you talk to people and you say, how can I help you? And they say, I can't really think of anything. Then they may also say back to you, how can I help you? Or, well, how can I help you? Anytime anyone ever says, how can I help you? What's the answer? Anyone? $1 million. Yes, yeah, $1 million, yeah. Referrals. Referrals. How can I help you? I'm always looking, I can always use more referrals. I'm looking for people to help. And just take it from there. here's the thing. We don't ask for referrals in the system. I'm never going to call and say, hey, and I'm helping so-and-so do blah, 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 and with that in mind, I'm looking for referrals. Can you refer me? Hey, we just got done with the transaction. Who can you refer me to? We never do that. What we just simply do is say, how can I help? Or I'm looking for people to help. And we use question reciprocity, which means if I say, how are you? If I meet you and say, hey, how are you? What do you say back?
Good.
And then,
Awesome.
yes,
How are
and
you?
exactly, right? You say it back. They're 80% more likely to repeat whatever you just asked them. So anytime you get to the end of the conversation with how can I help you, and even if they say nothing, you could say, okay, well, do you have any questions for me? Just see what happens. Maybe they'll say, nope, okay, no worries. Talk to you soon. If they say, how can I help you? Referrals. Here's the other one. How's business going? Great, with one exception. They'll say, what's that? I can always use more referrals. Or you could say, I'm looking for people to help. I can always use more referrals. I work by referral. So it's just planting the seed naturally, right? It depends on the relationship. I'm not saying everybody you do that. Just, it's another little tool in your tool belt. Good? Is that enough? Is your brain full yet? I know. I'll slow down a little bit. Okay, so check-in time. Okay, so that's one way to help generate referrals for your network and plant the seed with people, consumers and otherwise, that you're going to contact them on a regular basis. You're here to help. You want to connect. You want to give. And then you appreciate when you get the referrals. Right? Okay. So we're going to do another exercise. I'm going to help you guys generate referrals either for each other or for you. Depends on how the conversation goes. So we're going to do something called the forgotten strategy. Now, this is mentioned in 7L, but is not explicitly in 7L. So, however, you can listen to Referrals Podcast episode 95. Michael and I demoed this during the lockdown on the Daily Dose. Yeah, Referrals Podcast episode 95. I'll be giving a link, a QR code at the end has a link, you can pull it up. Just heads up on that. So, the forgotten strategy. I love this because it works so well to open the door for others. But along the way, it can really create the opportunity for you too. So I did a lot of these in networking. So I'm going to give you just the questions. We're going to go through the questions first. So the first thing we start is, what's your biggest challenge right now? Here's the thing. If you're leading with generosity, it may be, I know I was thinking to myself, I don't know how I can help people. We talk so much about providing an item of value, but it's not valuable if they don't want it. So we have to find out what it is that they want. What's their challenge? How can we just help them solve a problem? It doesn't have to mean it's with us. It just means in general, how can we help them solve their problem? So what's your biggest challenge right now? If they kind of struggle to come up with something, you can add on like, what keeps you up at night? That kind of thing. What's really getting to you? This is great for one-on-one meetings. Right. Okay, so what's your biggest challenge? What have you tried so far? Nothing's worse than, yeah, well, my challenge is, like, I've been really tired lately. Oh, I've got a great solution for you. We want to help so bad, we jump all over giving a solution without first finding out what they've tried. And then when we're done talking, they're like, yeah, I already did that, right? It's okay. I've done it many, many times. It's a skill, like everything. It's like, okay, I'm just going to ask the question. What have you tried so far? Next one, so what are you going to do next? Let them say, right? What are you going to do next? So you want to get them into action. The best way you can provide value to people's lives is to get them to solve their own problems. And you can be a resource to help with that. But let's help people solve their problems. Now, I understand it might be like, well, I think this might be a little bit personal. But the thing is, you got to get to the core of who people really are. Let the walls down in the one-to-ones, which is a whole nother, it's a whole nother thing. Anyway, okay, so what are you going to do next? What's your first next step? What's the first thing? So they might say, I'm struggling because my website is not converting well. What have you tried? Well, we tried ads, we tried this. What are you going to do next? Well, I think we need to revise the landing page. All right, what's your first next step? Contact the marketing person. Well, my assistant is totally overwhelmed. I think she needs help. I need to hire someone. Okay, let's, there's your first next step. You need to move forward. What's the first next step to hiring someone? I probably need to get clear on what the job entails. Fantastic. So you've got to get clear on what the job is so you can post a job ad. Okay, so your first next step. Who can help you with the first next step? This is the opportunity. Who can help you with it? This was added in from the original Forgotten Strategy because this is where the door can open. So first of all, if you're the one that can solve their problem, they're going to say you, most likely, especially if you're in a one-to-one. And if not, that can be the opportunity to open the door for other people. So who can help you with the first next step? And then by when? Give them a deadline. Got to get people moving. Give them a deadline. By when are you going to take that first next step? And here's where you set yourself apart so much. The fortune is in the follow-up. Exactly. So how would you like me to follow up? You're going to send them that could be text, call, email, whatever. How do you want me to make sure you got clarity? Now, if they didn't you follow up and they didn't do it, that's on them. You don't have to take on the full-born coach role. But just doing that follow-up, it shows you care. It shows you care. You really want to help. You're here to help. So, don't worry, you're going to get I'm just going to keep it on that slide. Okay, so what we're going to do now, you're going to partner up and do the Forgotten Strategy with each other. Because I want you to experience it so that you're more comfortable doing it as you're networking. I did this with the Catalyst with our group clients. They got so much from it, they formed deeper relationships just from one conversation. So find a partner. So let's find a partner. Everyone find a partner. Go twos. Okay. In twos. Check. Okay. Going back to the mic. Okay, once you have your partner, woohoo, we get to work it. All right. I like it. Look at they went across the table. I love it. All right. I know it's going to get a little loud, so bear with me. Okay, so I want everyone pick a partner to be partner A. Pick a partner to be partner A. So who are the A's? Someone be an A. Every group. Who's an A? Partner A, partner A, partner A. Someone be an A. Okay, y'all are pick a partner to be A and raise your hand. Right? A's. Okay. So other partners B. Okay, so B's are going to go first. So whoever didn't raise their hand goes first. So B's are going to ask the questions of A first. Okay, so A gets to be on the receiver. B asks the questions of A. Okay? Good? Clear? Yeah? Any questions?
Yes,
No?
I have questions.
Yes.
Come closer.
Yeah.
What's happening?
What's happening?
Okay.
You're gonna ask the questions of each other. You're gonna do the Forgotten Strategy with each other.
Got it.
You got it. Okay, very good. Gonna give you a few minutes. We'll check in. Forgotten Strategy. It's really hard to do Mickey really loud, by the way. Okay, all right, so what did you learn? What did you learn, right? What did you learn?
It's harder than it seems.
Harder than it seems? He's just trying to josh me. No, yeah, yeah, pull my chain.
The conversation flow a lot easier.
Yeah, conversation flows, awesome. What did you guys get for, I mean, here's the thing. Who thought going into that was going to be really uncomfortable? It's okay, be honest. Yeah, I know, because you actually just coached somebody, by the way. You're all coaches now. I just want you to know. It's really, truly, it's coaching 101. So you literally just coach each other, by the way. So yeah, but for those that it was uncomfortable, right? What did you learn from it? Is it still uncomfortable or was it good?
It was great.
It's great.
And we came up with solutions
Yes, and you came up with solutions.
for both of us.
Good, exactly. There you go. How many found an opportunity to give or get a referral? Just from the conversation. Yeah, so a couple. Okay, good. So you keep building it right over time, and then it goes from there. Super, super powerful exercise. So you can use that in your one-to-ones. That's the easiest, is in the one-to-ones. Phone call, it's a little iffy because it depends on, like, you know, sometimes you call someone and they're like, there's some people who will answer their phone all the time, no judgment, it's okay. But if they're like, they'll like be with a client, right? I know a guy, he's an IT guy, he'll answer the phone when he's working at a client's office or something, he'll answer the phone, which I appreciate, but if I'm calling with the intention to do the forgotten strategy to see how I can help them, it's not the best time. So you really got to make sure you've got some time for the conversation, which is why it's really best done one-to-one, right, in your one-to-ones. So especially in industry-exclusive networking groups, super, super powerful. And here's the thing. In our system, right, when someone generates a referral for you, when they give you a referral, we call them a champion. When they generate multiple referrals, we call them an ambassador. They speak highly of you and refer you multiple times. So according to the communication plan, which is in the book, you meet with your ambassadors on a quarterly basis. Every time you meet with them, they got a different challenge. Well, they should have a different challenge. If they don't, they need to hire a coach. If it's the same challenge they had 3 months ago, they need to hire a coach because they're not moving. So chances you can use this over and over and over and over again as you progress the relationship. You always have a way to add value when you use this. What I can see if I can do, I mean, I know you all have the notes. You have the questions, right? Mm-hmm. So, okay, good. All right, so, all right, good. Okay, so, all right, we went through that. So, and you already did that. Okay, now, we're going to go to the next step and the last secret of Referral Mastery. And this is the one that, like, how many would like to just party your way to success? Woohoo! The eyes are like, yeah, baby. Yeah, even the four's involved. Oh, my gosh. He's like, yeah, I'm in. All right, so here's the thing. You can master yourself, and you can master one-on-one, but the biggest challenge is that the referrals are they drip. And you're going like, well, in order to increase my referrals, I have to meet more people. And in order to meet more people, it's going to take more time, more one-to-ones, more relationship building, more networking. And you're going, I don't have time. I have to actually service all these referrals that I've gotten, right? So we need a plan to be able to build referrals exponentially, growth. I'm talking as many as 100 plus referrals in a single day. That's what's possible. So the third secret that creates scalability is events. It's hosting events. Now, a lot of people have hosted events. A lot of people do host events. The way we host events is really unique. And here's an example. Clayne Wayman, he's one of my one-on-one clients. He sent 29 invitations, had 26 people attend his event, and got 14 referrals in one event, in one day. He's a lender in Utah. Not only that, $14,000 in commission earned, and he had people come up to him and say, I want to sponsor your next event. The next event he did, he got 30 referrals out of 60 people in one day, from 60 people who attended in one day. Of those 30, 7 of them were new referrals, and 21 were people that were there that were interested in something having to do with mortgages, right? So super, super powerful. The magic is, in the events, it exponentially, it makes it so much faster. So if you want to get started mastering referrals, the first step is making the list, like any business. Now, if you have teams and you recruit, it's the same thing. They have to make a list. Every business, make a list, right? Well, we have to understand where we have relationship and how do we figure out from all these people we have, who we have active relationship with. Remember I said not calling the 20 years ago I graduated, I haven't talked to you, but I'm going to call and ask for a referral. No. Instead, we're going to figure out who wants to be in communication with us. And the way to do that is by hosting an event. So what I did, I took Event Mastery. I did my first event in February of 2019. I was completely broke, as previously mentioned, but I called Melissa and I said, hey, tell me about that thing that Thrivent has where you can get a $250 gift card to raise money for charity. Ha! That just became my budget. So I did my first event. I then continued doing events as I went along the journey. And I'm going to share with you what my results were and tie it all together. Okay, so basically I did I Love You Latte, January of 19. Then I did an event called Nacho Average Happy Hour. Nachos and booze, right? Now here's the funny thing. My I Love You Latte, I actually originally just wanted, it was just coffee, right? First coffee. By the end of the night, half the people had wine in their hand. I was like, my network wants alcohol. Duly noted. And next event was Nacho Average Happy Hour, right? Now, what we do is something very specific. So here's the challenges with events. The first challenge is getting people in the room, right? You know, you're all here, which is fantastic. They did a great job getting people here. When you're doing your own event, that can be the first challenge, right? So how do we get people in the room? How do we get them to show up? Well, we teach a systematic, step-by-step process. Every single week, you're contacting your database in a different way to invite them to the event. We use phone calls, handwritten notes, text messages, video text, email, across the board. Every methodology we can do. It gets people in the room. The second challenge with events is cost, right? So we have sponsor partners. Now, in many cases, with sponsors, they pay money, they get to talk in front of the room, fantastic, maybe get their logo up, awesome, it's all good. We took it to another level. We said, hey, how about if the sponsor can directly get a referral? So the sponsors provide a door prize. Everyone who comes into the event registers with the door prize form. On the door prize form is the opportunity for the sponsors and for you to get a referral. That's the magic. We also partner with a charity in all of our events. So we're raising money for charity, we put people in the room, we cover the costs, and we get an ROI with referrals. So here's some examples. My I Love You Latte. 48 people responded, which was 17% of my database. That's important, and I'll get why. 22 people attended, raised $250 for the Zebra Coalition, and 22 sponsor referrals. Now, I didn't get any referrals at that first event. It's okay, because what it showed me was that I could put people in the room. The next event, 282 invites, 33% response rate. My second event, the response rate doubled, because between event 1 and 2, I did all the generosity calls. And I was starting to train my network that was doing events. So 33% response rate, got my videographer, my husband, in all disclosure, right? And then provided first drink, nachos and hummus. It was $1,000 and all covered by sponsors. 40 people in attendance, raised $350. Again, no referrals, but we're growing and we're getting better. Now remember that in that process, I was a healthcare broker. It's a very specific ask. It's not as simple as, who do you know who's looking to buy, sell, or invest? It's like, I need a business owner with over 5 employees who currently offers benefits and has XYZ problems. That's a very specific ask. So what I discovered was that instead of directly going for the referral on those events, I started putting, would you be open to a 20-minute call to see who, to brainstorm who you can introduce me to? And then through that process, I'm training them at a deeper level. I'm having a conversation, and to be clear, that conversation, it's all about me, baby, because it's permission. They're agreeing, yes, I want to help you. Okay, it's all good. So I started to learn that. So if you're in a business-to-business, or especially if you're a service-based business, that's the 1-degree tweak on our system that can really help you learn to teach people how to refer. Service-based businesses, sometimes the outcome is a little bit more, it takes more effort in order to teach people how to refer you. Right? That's what I learned along the process. And that's why I love the fact you're all business owners, because that's really where my background was, and that's what I really had to learn along the way. So now, here's the thing. Third event, 60 people in attendance, same exact concept. Hey, if it ain't broken, don't fix it, right? Raised 200, 22 referrals for experience benefits, 22 for a healthcare broker from that event. Now, after that, I left the market, and and then COVID happened, and all this stuff, right? So, but we had momentum at that point. The number one mistake people make is not having an event. The number two mistake is only having one event. Our events are rooted. Here's the thing. It's all about love, generosity, and appreciation. So that event, there's no marketing, or very little branding, right? It's just being human. You get up in front of the room and say, hey, I choose, instead of making Zuckerberg richer, I choose to build my business on referrals. And so I'm able to pour into you guys because of your referrals. So thank you for your support, confidence, and trust. It's that simple. That's the only thing you have to say the whole time. The other magic to this is when you're doing that one-to-one work, all the people you've done the Forgotten Strategy with, all the people you've called to offer to help, they all love you. They're in the room talking to each other. The best sale you can have is the one you're not involved in, where literally your ambassador is talking to someone else who has a problem, and they go, you really got to talk to so-and-so about this, and boom, you get the hand up from the event. That effect is huge, huge. So, as I said, I did the events, and then, right, we're back to the prosperity line for review. I know we went way down the path of exercises there for a while. So we did the events, was on a podcast, became a certified referral trainer. I took a course called 30 Mornings, which helps you establish your morning ritual, based on a miracle morning for real estate agents, but it's really just based on a miracle morning. And then we have a class called Sweet Dreams, which is all about your nightly ritual. So go all the way back to self-mastery and learning to manage, and how do you handle getting busier? Rituals, without question. The Sunday night ritual, the nightly ritual, and the morning rituals. That's what keeps you grounded as life gets busier, right? Throughout that process, then over the lockdown, I started my own company. I started coaching others to do this, and Jenna, who is the realtor I highlighted at the beginning, she just caught fire. And when she caught fire, it caught Michael's attention, and here we are. So I came on board with Referco as the Vice President of Catalyst Coaching in December of 2020. So, right, and so along the way. And now I'm also communicate, you can't see it on that slide, but there on that one. Communicate with we have certified referral trainers across the country that I think we have 86 CRTs across the country that train on referrals. So now, here's the thing. Coming out of lockdown, what do you do if you haven't been communicating? Run an event. So we came out of the lockdown, June 2021, Nacho Average Happy Hour, 81 sponsor referrals. 81 referrals. I showed up at BNI and I'm like, I have 81 referrals. You want to convert people into your networking group? Show up with 81 goddamn referrals at the meeting. Trust me. People go, holy Moses, I want that Kool-Aid, right? 21 referrals for coaching and 650 raised for the Shift Colors project. So to kind of put it all in perspective in one slide, it's 3 points of referral mastery. Event mastery is one to many. Self-mastery is one to none, or self, right? And then relationship mastery is one to one. When you put them all together and you focus, go from hocus pocus to focus on referrals, communicate your goals, and communicate your referral goal, and put these strategies into use. And as I said, the book has 100 strategies, and that's mainly all one-to-one, right? So we're building something holistic. So here's my top secret. And this is from my experience and my thought processes and so on and so forth. And it's when you attract, inspire, and grow your community of generous givers and appreciative receivers by being a generous giver and appreciative receiver, you'll have the business that feeds your family and feeds your soul. And I am living proof. And my hope, I'm going to get emotional, my hope is you take this and you run with it. Because there's no better way to do business than doing it with love, generosity, and appreciation on referrals. 100%. So, got it? All right, so here's the thing. So I want to make sure also, real quick, that I encourage you all, there's going to be an event next month in May. Come back and then share what you've implemented. How has it gone? Do the Forgotten Strategy with each other. Write handwritten notes. Get addresses, right? You've got a community of people right here that want to build on relationships. They want to build on referrals. And now you're all thinking the same way about love, generosity, appreciation, right? So work through that. So I want to make sure, and there's going to be an announcement, more information at the end, but I want to make sure to say, hey, come back and put it into practice and go down the journey together, which is a whole other thing. So, all right, so now this is the totality one, right? You have the heart attack, EKG going on, right? And the minute the focus happens, and it's upward trajectory over time. At least smooths it out a little bit, right? So, all right, so I'm here to help. I'm here to help. Who would like help generating referrals? Who would like my help generating referrals? Okay, awesome, thank you. So we have 3 doors for you, 3 options, right? Door number 1 is our Event Mastery class. This is coming up in June. That starts in the middle of June, and it's a 7-week class that is designed and taught by Michael J. Mayer. This is a class I took in January of 19, obviously changed my life. I can't say enough about it. In the Event Mastery, you're going to literally be guided through organizing your database, knowing exactly who to contact, how to handle sponsor partners, right? Making sure that you do the door prize form correctly. Everything that you need to do exactly what I did is in that class. Everything at the core, right? I'm sorry, those testimonials are quite small, but the point is it works. So, all right, so I mentioned before, like 100 referrals in a day. Toral White is out of Washington, got 95 referrals. And if you recruit, here's the thing. I always point this out. If you're a recruiter, you're building a team. She got like, what's the number on there? She got a whole bunch of people interested in starting a career with her because events are attractive. If you want people to come to you and they're like, wait, you build the business and you host events? And I can do that. People got to believe that they can do it, right? So you got to model what they are going to believe they can do. So I think that's always really powerful. So Event Mastery's value, it's way higher than $1997. It's worth so much more than that. But it's $997 today. So $997 is door 1 for Event Mastery, 7-week live class held on Mondays and Fridays. On Monday, it's teaching. On Fridays, it's accountability and learning from, they bring on guests to share whatever the topic was from that week, okay? Door number 2 is called Referral Mastery Academy. So Referral Mastery Academy is basically every month you get a 30-day course or live training. 30-day challenge or a live training. So what we have is coming up in May is a 7L book club, and I'm leading it. So I'm super excited. So in May, you can join the 7L book club. In June, you have Event Mastery starting and 30 mornings starting. So if you want your 30 mornings, if you want your morning ritual, you want help with that, you can take that class. If you want Event Mastery, you can take that class. And in May, you can take the book club with me. And then every month, we continue to add on. Summerfest is our 30-day challenge. Whispers is a brand new course that Michael's producing. So I'm excited for that. And then November, we have Note-vember, which is a Power Note challenge. So lots of good stuff coming up. Basically, all of this, it's over $5,000 in value, and it's $99 a month. No contracts. You can cancel any time. Okay? So that's how much you do. So if you want Event Mastery, you should sign up for RMA. That's the easy thing, right? And so door number 3 is Catalyst. So Catalyst is our group coaching program. I borderline get emotional on this because I'm so proud of what the transformation that we've been seeing with our clients. So it stands for Create Authentic Transformation and Launch Your Success Today. And basically, twice a month, we have live 7L coaching with me on Mondays. And we, eventually that may evolve, but right now it's with me. We go through all the strategies of 7L at a deep level. You want to know how to not get kicked out of your networking stack or avoid some of the common pitfalls, whatever you need to know. We go at a deep level to help people implement 7L, right? We also have a weekly growth call. That's basically accountability. I was so proud. One of our clients that's been with us since the lockdown, she started with no network, had to completely start over, had burned her relationships because she was doing things the old way, rebuilt, and was now asked to be a chapter start director for BNI. So I'm so incredibly proud of her for that transformation that's occurred. And she's getting referrals. She's a travel advisor, by the way. So she's getting referrals. She put all that energy and effort in, and now she's getting it. Right? And then we also have a community call every month. So that's the opportunity to role play, get questions answered, mastermind with people all across the country who are doing this. Right? So Catalyst is, okay, I was going to show that. Yeah, so we got Lynn. Lynn says 100% referrals for the past 2 years, and this is my second year making executive club. This year with 7 Now is going to be my best yet. And Mark, who got a offer accepted and is he's actually totally so busy that he can barely attend anymore. So we're working with him. Anyway, so it works. That's the core of it, right? So Catalyst is either one payment of $19.97 or 12 payments of $197, but what you can actually do is bundle them together. So I'm actually going to give you all of it. You can get Event Mastery, you get Referral Mastery Academy, which means you can take the book club next month, and Event Mastery and 30 mornings, and get Catalyst, total of $22,000, not $12.97, $197 a month, no contract. So if you want all three, you can do that, $197 a month. So what you can do, here's the thing, if you scan the QR code, it's going to take you to a, and I think the signal's a little wonky in here, but if you scan the QR code, you're going to see a couple things. It's going to take you to a link tree. On the link tree, at the top are going to be the door options for you. And then down below at the bottom is going to be our free resources. So there's three things. One is join the Generosity Generation. We have a Facebook group, 7,800 people. There are people looking to get referrals. They give referrals, my apologies. And since most of you are not realtors, you have a very high ability to get referrals from that group. So join the Generosity Generation. We run a mastermind every month on the first Thursday. We run fire sessions every month on the third Thursday. We have a women's only mastermind as well, all free. So you can join the Generosity Generation. The second one you'll see is for Referrals Podcast. So the link to subscribe to the Referrals Podcast. And then the last one is our referral library. We have all the free resources from 7L, plus referral magazine editions, all kinds of additional training, all for free that goes deeper into the strategies. Okay, so even if you don't want to buy anything, it's all good. Just, you could go there and at least get the free stuff, right? Subscribe to the podcast. Melissa was just on the podcast 2 weeks ago, I believe, 2 or 3. 2 weeks ago, Melissa was just on a podcast for her second time. So make sure that you listen to that, right? So, all right. So anyway, so that's that. So I really hope that you, come along with me on the journey. So, all right. Any final questions? No? Cool. All right. Well, I think we have some announcements. So we'll do some announcements and then we'll close out. Awesome. 20 minutes early, but.
So everyone should have received this slip. Please make sure you fill it out and pass it to the end of the table, one end of the other. We'll pick them up. Again, thank you to Thommy for coming out.
Thank you.
For all of you coming out.
Good.
Did anybody not learn anything? If you did not learn anything at all. So
Right.
we've at least accomplished that somebody learned something. So May 12th, back here, that's our plan.